Oh man, I get all sorts of stuff sent to cover, and this is kind of a fun one. I mean, some people might say that we were kind of running out of ideas here on the F1 Chronicle this summer break, which is not the case. We've got so much in the backlog. Don't you worry about that. We're good. We're good for years to come on this. But there was a spot out by the F1 Chronicle on Facebook. Give us a like and a follow if you don't follow us on there. But the question was basically, if you were starting a new Formula One team and had to choose between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump as your team principal, who are you taking? Right, so I'm sure this won't be controversial and everybody will be nice to each other in the comments. There won't be any bad language. Guys, please be on best behaviour. Let's not attack each other. You know, if you want to attack anybody, attack me, but don't go attacking each other. Let's not make the comments a hateful place. But yes, so obviously these two are the two main presidential nominees for the 2024 election over in the United States. Donald Trump hoping to get back for a second term as a Republican candidate, and also Kamala Harris stepping in to replace Joe Biden after Joe Biden, the current incumbent president, was basically just dropped out of the race because of many different reasons, which I'm not going to get into here. Let's not do that. But who am I taking as a team principal here? Because it's an interesting one. Well, let's start with Trump. So, Donald Trump, I think, is a bit of a petrol head. And I'm saying that because he was at the Miami Grand Prix, and he was a bit of a good luck charm for McLaren too. McLaren winning the race with Lando Norris, Norris getting his first ever win in F1, McLaren getting their first Formula One Grand Prix win since 2021 when Daniel Ricciardo won at the Italian Grand Prix. So very much a good luck charm in that sense. That could maybe factor into it. I had a few people saying in the comments that the guy has a lot of, supercars and rich and, very expensive high-end motors, but the guy is also a billionaire, so it's like, even if you're not that into cars, you'd probably have some, if absolutely nothing else, as a business investment, because classic cars are very much going up in price. So, maybe he's a petrol head, maybe he's not. I don't know, but he's clearly got at least some interest in Formula One, and I don't think I've ever seen Kamala Harris at a motorsport event. I don't know if she's ever been to a NASCAR event or an IndyCar event. I've never seen her at the F1. So that kind of counts in Trump's favour. But the disadvantages of Trump, of which there are a few. One of them is that he's quite old now. He's in his 70s. He's not as old as Joe Biden before anybody starts that debate, but he is getting on a bit. He's a lot older than Harris, who I think is like her 40s, maybe her 50s. She's a lot younger anyway. So I feel like the stress of being a team principal is a lot. Is it as much as being the president of the United States? No, of course it's not. But it's still a high-pressure job with a lot less stakes, but it's still important. So Kamala Harris kind of has that for me. When it comes to the business side of things, of course, Trump is very experienced in business. The guy is a billionaire. He's very much an ultra-capitalist, as it were. But he's also had failures in business as well, and he's also gone bankrupt a few times. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It's not a good thing, I don't think, but it was also taught him a lot. He's very experienced at that, so I feel like that come into it. But from a PR point of view, obviously Kamala Harris is the much safer option. I think she's a lot less controversial personally. I'm sure some people in America will disagree with me on that, but everybody's got lovers and everybody's got haters. That's the way it is. So from a PR point of view, Kamala Harris is definitely the safer option there. But then again, we have Christian Horner, who is very controversial, of course, in Formula One, still the team principal and CEO of Red Bull Racing. We've got Flavio Briatore in Formula One as well. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying these guys should be out of the sport, but the fact is they are there and they are controversial figures. As controversial as Trump? No. I mean, Horner probably was earlier this season, but I think that's died down a little bit now. So who would I choose? Who would I go for? Well, if I let's say I'm the head of an automotive agency and I want someone who is probably going to be less controversial, I'd probably go for Kamala Harris. But if you wanted someone who's, experienced and knows business and stuff a lot better, I'd probably go for Trump. I'd probably say Trump personally. That's just my opinion. The guy is he's got a 100% record when it comes to supporting the team that's winning the Grand Prix that weekend. Kamala Harris has a 0 for 0, which is technically 0. So there we go. I am sure this will not be controversial at all, guys. But yes, if you want to have any suggestions for content, hopefully less political than this one, let us know in the comments below. Who would you choose? Would you choose Trump or Harris as your team principal in F1? And give us your reasons why. Yes, and we'll be back very soon with more Formula One content here on the F1 Chronicle. Hopefully, probably a little less like this.